Special meeting of the Annapolis City Council, Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, will be called to order at just after 6. This time, please join us for the invocation given by Alderman Pindell Charles, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm on. Okay. Good evening to everyone. And as we celebrated Veterans Day on yesterday, I thought it would be appropriate to honor our veterans with a poem. It's entitled Veterans Day by Cheryl Dyson. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same. Amen.
Amen. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley,
Here.
Alderman
Guess we can do.
Alderman Huntley,
Here.
Alderwoman O'Neill. Present. Alderman Pindell Charles.
Here.
Alderman Finlayson.
Present.
Alderman Shannon Meyer. Alderman Gay. Here. Alderman Savage.
Present.
Sorry. Alderman Arnett.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Please present the first item.
Yes, sir. The first item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
So can you make a
For the
we get a
close-
motion to approve the agenda, please?
So moved.
And the second, and amendments?
Yeah, I'd like to move to add O2924 and O3024 on first reader.
Thank you. Good to go. Okay, thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Proposed closed session, Mr. Mayor. ID 17024.
Thank you. This time I entertain a motion to move pursuant to annotated Code of Maryland, General Provision Article 3-305B7 to go into closed session.
So moved.
Can I get a second? All those in favor say, roll call, sorry.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley.
Aye.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderman Huntley.
Aye.
Alderwoman O'Neill. Aye. Alderman Pindell Charles.
Aye.
Alderman Finlayson.
Aye.
Alderman Gay. Alderman Savage.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Microphones off. We are now in closed session. We did vote it back. Maybe my mic wasn't on. Okay. So let me, my fault. My mic wasn't on when we voted to go back, so apologize. Okay.
Now they're back in the open session, and if you want to recess until 7, you can recess or continue.
Okay. We're going to take a recess now till 7 o'clock. Thank you. Off camera? Right. Just going to call it back into session, yeah. Thank you. We are now out of recess and back in session. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is informational items ID 16824, introduction of the new poet laureate, Jefferson Holland.
Right, do I have anything? Any vote? All right, Jeff, can you come up and read a poem for us? This is our new poet laureate, everybody. Of course. Jeff needs no introduction. He is an institution here, so, but we'd love to just hear a few words from you. How are you?
I'm the happiest guy in the world. Beautiful 2.5-year-old granddaughter who's thriving well.
We might get you. Do you want to go to the podium if you're going to read are you going to read something? Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeff.
And I'm thrilled with this honor. Looking forward to having a lot of fun serving as the poet laureate of the city that I love. I want to acknowledge my predecessors, Temple Cone and Maggie Benshaw, who were the first poet laureates. But also there's a wonderful woman who is, one of my heroes, who is considered the poet laureate emerite, who is a woman named Natalie Loeb. Natalie Loeb is a wonderful poet in her own right. And all of us consider her our poet laureate emeritus. I'd also like to thank my wonderful rescue retriever, Millie, who accompanies me on all of my travels, as well as my emotional support spouse, Louise. But the key to Annapolis history lies somewhere in the harbor, and it can't be found by looking port, and it can't by looking starboard. It's only when you drop the hook the secret can be found. When you anchor, you'll discover that the bottom of the harbor is only 12 feet down. The governor of Maryland in 1694 was our own Francis Nicholson, who roamed the western shore and found this cozy little harbor for his colonial capital to be, and he never gave a bother that the bottom of the harbor was just 2 fathoms deep. This 12 feet deep was plenty deep for most ships in those days. The ships that crossed the oceans bearing trading goods and slaves, they'd tie up at the city dock, unload with block and tackle, and load their empty holds with hogsheads prized with prime tobacco. As time went on, the ships that came across the sea grew larger, and some ships' keels were just too deep to fit inside the harbor. They couldn't reach the city dock to get their load on shore. That's why, in short, they invented the port now known as Baltimore. In Baltimore, by happenstance, they had a deeper harbor, easily accommodating ships as they grew deeper and much larger. Soon, Baltimore grew up to be the biggest port around, while Annapolis, in its wistful bliss, stayed a quaint tidewater town. With shipping gone to Baltimore, the future wasn't pitch black. The harbor proved the perfect depth for oyster boats and skipjacks. The workboats worked the oyster beds with dredges, rakes, and tongs, but the workboats worked too well, and now the oysters are all gone. With oysters gone, the golden age of wooden workboats passed, and a modern age appeared with something new called fiberglass. The harbor proved the perfect fit for fiberglass vessels big and small, and now we're known as America's foremost sailing capital. So the harbor is the key to our history. The harbor is the key to our history. Though some facts I may have fudged, yet I'm willing to be judged that the harbor is the key to our history.
All right. Hey. Jeff, I'm just going to come up and get a quick picture in the front with you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Cool. Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you. Awesome.
rid of the roads and the urban stone.
We'll be mailing it to you. Appreciate you. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you. All right, Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is petitions, reports, and communications, beginning with update from the mayor.
So, good evening. Thank you for joining us and tuning in. Can you believe we just have 3 meetings remaining before the end of 2024? I want to start out tonight by congratulating Congresswoman-elect Sarah Elfreth and Senator-elect Angela Alsabrook, who will be heading to Washington in January to fight for all Marylanders. Here in Maryland, the results of the election show that voters continue to value human rights and the fundamental freedoms of inclusivity and equity. This is true here in Annapolis, where we will continue to stand up for the most vulnerable in our community and fight for all residents to be seen and heard and valued. I've always believed in the power and importance of acting locally, and I will always extend my hand and work with people of good faith, regardless of background or politics, for the good of our community. I thank my council colleagues for their partnership and the progress we have made on so many important issues and projects over the past 7 years. We can and will continue to work because the values of liberty, equality, and justice are the beating heart of the American experience. So, thank you. Just had to get that out after the election. Thank you. Speaking of acting locally, there are a number of events and programs coming up for all residents, and they can be involved in them. Coming up this Thursday, November 14th, at the Department of Recreation and Parks, we are hosting a public meeting on the redesign of the Truxton Park Skate Park. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. and is open to the public, so we'd love to hear from you all. I know there's a lot of skaters on the council here, so I'm sure I'll see you there. On Saturday, November 23rd, the Annapolis Police Department will be hosting a second gun turn-in day, building on the success of the first gun turn-in day earlier this year. If you have unneeded or unwanted weapons and you want to remove them from your house and properly dispose of them, simply drive up to the station at 199 Taylor Avenue between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on November 23rd. An officer will come to your vehicle and remove the unloaded weapon from your trunk. Looking ahead to the holidays, I'd like to extend an invitation to our residents, businesses, and visitors to attend the annual holiday open house at City Hall from 5 p.m. to 6:30 on December 5th, the first night of Midnight Madness in downtown. As always, I always enjoy greeting residents here in their council chambers, and this year will be extra special because it will be the last time I host the holiday open house as the mayor. So to mark the occasion, we're going to get drunk. We can mark the occasion. We're going to take it up a notch with great food, some champagne, and lots of good cheer to usher in the holiday season. I hope to see you there. Speaking of holiday cheer, the city is again sponsoring free holiday parking in downtown. It starts on Black Friday and will run to the New Year's. To get 2 hours free, you get 2 hours free at metered parking spaces. Use the Park mobile app, website, or toll-free number, which is posted on signage around downtown. No code is required. With Park mobile app or web, you can always have more time to extend your stay right from your smartphone. Ellen Moyer. We are also offering, oh, I love Ellen, you know I love Ellen, come on. We're also offering 1 hour of free parking at Hillman Garage this holiday season. Other parking programs include resident parks free and park, shop and dine at all 4 city garages. It's always easy to get around town on this holiday season on the free Magenta shuttle. And on the weekends, you can use the free electric 10-minute trolleys to reach destinations in Eastport and Maryland Ave, weather permitting. The e-trolley is not only convenient and quiet, it's part of our 100% electric program to help people get around without relying directly on fossil fuel. Additionally, we have dozens of holiday events and activities in Annapolis, including Small Business Saturday on November 30th after Thanksgiving, the Chocolate Binge Festival on December 1st, the Grand Illumination also on December 1st. That leads us into 3 nights of Midnight Madness on consecutive Thursdays, December 5th, 12th, and the 19th. For more event and activities taking place in Annapolis over the next 6 weeks, please visit www.annapolis.gov. We have lots of fun stuff going on here in this city. Lastly, a reminder, city offices will be closed both Thanksgiving and Friday the 29th. There will be no bus services on Thanksgiving, but on Friday, transit will operate on a normal schedule. The Pip Moy Rec Center and Stanton Center are both closed on Thanksgiving, so our employees can spend time with their families. The next day, Pip will operate on regular hours, but Stanton Center will be closed. And to Alderman Arnett, it is good to have you back tonight, especially after Eastport's bitter loss at the tug of war for a 3rd year in a row. That's tough for the Maritime Republic, but good for this side of the bridge. And I think your new landlord is over there, Harry Huntley, bought Eastport for 63 cents at the auction at the last City Council meeting. So with that, let us get on with the meeting. Mr. City Attorney.
Yes, sir. The next item is reports by committees.
Alderman O'Neill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. The Transportation Committee meeting will have a session tomorrow. That is November 13th, 4 p.m. here in Council Chambers. And we are talking about the transportation survey and plan that the Transportation Department is working on, among other things.
Thank you. Alderman Pindell Charles.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Public Safety Standing Committee will be meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, November 13th, here in Council Chambers at 1:30 p.m. One thing I want to say, I had an opportunity to read the entire 2024 annual report of our city, and I will say it's quite impressive. I think that's a testimony to our city staff and everyone, including those of us here on this dais. We've contributed mightily to that report and what we've been doing this past year, and I'd just like to say congratulations to everyone for a job extremely well done. Thank you.
Alderman Finlayson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Rules and City Government Committee met on November 1st. We heard we had 2 appointments that came before us, Mr. Patrick Hogan for the Ethics Commission and Mr. Everett Bellamy for the Planning Commission. Both received favorable recommendations. We also had a report from the Office of Community Service. Assistant City Manager Buckland was gracious enough to give us that report, so thank you. As far as legislation is concerned, we had 02623 Forest Conservation Plan Appeals Ordinance. We postponed action. That ordinance will be on the agenda for the December 6th meeting. We gave a favorable recommendation for 033 as well as 0624, as well as 02024 and R43 and R46. The next meeting will take place on Friday, December 6th, here in Council Chambers. And we're looking at a preliminary joint meeting with the Economic Matters Committee. That date is to be announced. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Chandler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Economic Matters met on October 16th, where we gave a favorable recommendation to O2124 and got an update from our Economic Development Office and from the Anne Arundel Business Development Group. We will be meeting on November 20th at 5:30 p.m. and are expecting a very busy and full schedule, so we will be starting right on time.
Thank you. Anybody else? Alderman Huntley.
On November 6th, the Finance Standing Committee did me the honor of convening for my birthday, and we recommended favorably quite a few supplemental appropriations. I believe all but one of which were from federal or state grants and county. And then we also had a good discussion with our Recreation and Parks Director about the Stanton Center improvements, which we know we have quite a bit of state money behind, and so we want to make sure that that gets out the door as soon as possible, while maintaining the rigor of the project. Mainly, though, I want to highlight for you all a discussion about preparing the budget, and we do have a resolution that we're taking a look at. It wasn't quite ready last time, but we have a resolution we're taking a look at to lay out the dates for the budget. And in the short term, we want to make sure that there's a work session that towards the end of November or beginning of December that all the council members can attend and discuss our budget priorities before we really get into the thick of budget season. So keep an eye out for scheduling that work session and eventually for the resolution setting those that budget timeline. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Gay.
I'm just curious if we will be, at the end of the year, reassigning committees, or we'll just stick with where we're at.
I think we'll be sticking. You think I won that headache before I go? Anybody else? Okay, thank you all. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is comments by the general public.
Okay, we have one person signed up to speak. Sven Storm, please come forward. I think you got to pass those. Thank you.
While I'm waiting for you to get those, I'll show you this apparatus right here.
So just do a full name and address just for the record, please, Sven. Yep.
My full name is Svaden Calvin Storm. I live at 123 Prince George Street. I have an ice cream store at 130 Dock Street.
Thank you.
While you're getting those, I'll show you this. This is how I prevent my store from flooding. I also have a barricade that I'm sure you guys have seen that goes in the front door. The reason I have those is that plugs the floor drain in my store. Because when we have flooding downtown, the city's sewage pours out of my floor drain. These I have for my toilets. I inflate them, I stick them in the toilet so that the sewage can't come out through there. During Isabel in 2003, that's what caused me to lose my building, or the contents, and lose my store and have to start over. The barrier at my door worked fine and my pumps worked fine, but I ended up pumping sewage. In 2010, I did it again. I reported myself to MDE, to Sherry Wilson. She was the director. You will see in your packet the letter that I sent to them. I pumped approximately 75,000 gallons of sewage from my toilets and my drain during that time frame. This is one of the things that I believe really should be addressed. This is considered, when you have inflow and infiltration, you have an issue like this. It's called illegal discharge to the surface waters and groundwaters of Maryland. It's against the law. It has occurred since before Isabel and everyone knew about it. I'd like to draw your attention to the photograph or the sheet with the photographs there. In 2017, the road in front of the Dock Street was barricaded 70 times, according to my records. According to your records, it was 63. Needless to say, I lost an awful lot of business. The city came up with a long-promised delivery of a pump system. Very simple. Goes in the storm drains down there, and the pumps functioned. They put them in 2018, and for the next 3 years, only one time did that dock area have to be barricaded. You see, they worked. They handled the high tides, they handled the rainwater, and I spoke your praises. I loved it. There's just one problem. We don't service them because we don't care. If you look at the top picture, you'll see the water in front of my store. Had that pump system been working, that would have taken care of it real easily. You see the pumps on the right-hand side? If recently you guys may have noticed that we were flooded down there. Oh my.
One more minute. Keep going.
7 days in a row.
Yep.
The press came down. One person. It's old hat now. It's no longer a story because we fled so often. I told her, I said, they'll take care of the pumps soon because the boat show's approaching. The 2 pictures on the right-hand side are when they did that, and that was a couple of weeks before the boat show started. Mr. Vogel told everybody that the pumps work fine and that we inspect them daily. There's only one problem. If you look at those pumps, none of them were working. They were so coated, and you can see none of them have worked. I have a camera on the front of my store. My computer stores the video. Not one single time have I ever seen anyone come down there and inspect them in the morning. And yet that's what's told. They installed a grate in front of my store. That's the second picture you see on the left. And that is there to keep the debris from clogging the pumps. You can see the pumps, how they have the leaves and stuff on the top there. I told them, please, please, please don't do this. You're gonna flood my store. They didn't care, they installed it anyway. They promised me now for over 2 months that they're gonna remove it. And you see the result in front of my store, that water that's standing there. All I want them to do is do their job. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. I have a background in wastewater and water treatment. I will take care of it. You won't have to pay anyone. But we need to be able to have our businesses stay open. I also included the letter that I wrote to Ms. Wilson, and you'll see it in there. And I also wrote a piece that you have on what I called the Annapolis pump system debacle.
Thank you.
Feel free to join me anytime down at my store the next time it floods. I'll let you see the sewage. We plug it pretty quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sven. There's only one person signed up to speak. Would anyone else like to come forward and speak? Okay, I declare the public hearing closed. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is consent calendar.
Could I get a motion on the consent calendar, please?
Move approval of the consent calendar.
Second.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk.
Yes, sir, Mayor Huntley.
Aye.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderman Huntley.
Aye.
Alderwoman O'Neill.
Aye.
Alderman Pendle Charles.
Aye.
Alderman Finlayson.
Aye.
Alderman Shandell Meyer.
Aye.
Alderman Gay. Alderman Savage.
Aye.
Thank you.
Alderman Gay?
Thank you. Why are the APs on the consent calendar? I thought those were typically voted on separately.
Those are traditional consent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Clerk, please present the next item on the agenda.
The next item on the agenda is business and miscellaneous. Supplemental appropriations, 50,000 above, beginning with SA 1525.
Could I get a motion to approve SA 1525?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Mr. City Attorney.
Next item is fund transfers, beginning with FT 325, Capital Department of Public Works.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item.
Yes, sir. The next item is legislative actions, beginning with first readers. The first item is Charter Amendment, CA 224, FY 2025, City of Annapolis Departmental Reorganization.
Mr. Mayor, point of order for a second. With the APs, and particularly the appointments, is that something that we can have pulled, or is it too late because we've already just voted on it?
We just voted on it, yeah. But we do that quite often, and sometimes you have pulled them off before, so.
Okay.
If you
Yeah, I
catch us ahead of
didn't
time.
realize, these are two incredibly important commissions, and particularly the Planning Commission appointee. I guess, okay, I see it went to rules. I would have, never mind, I'll figure it out later.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item, sorry.
The next item is legislative action, first readers, Charter Amendment, beginning with CA 224, FY 2025, City of Annapolis Departmental Reorganization.
Could I get a motion for CA 224, please?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Let's refer CA 2-24 to Rules and City Government Committee. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda under legislative first readers is ordinances, beginning with O2824, Police Department, Property and Contraband Disposal.
Could I get a motion on O-28-24 on first reader?
So move.
Could I get a second? Thank you. Alderman O'Neill.
Mr. Mayor, can we have that referred to transportation, please?
Anybody else? We haven't voted on it yet, but let's
Should
take
it
a
all-
vote.
I'm saying, should this
Alderman Gay?
come to economic matters as well, or we have no financial stake in this?
O-2824?
Mr. City Manager?
Okay, he's clarified it.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, Alderman
This isn't
Pendel Charles?
referred, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, this is not referred to the Public Safety Standing Committee?
So it's on first reader, so Regina? That doesn't go to public safety disposal or not?
The list says rules.
It just says
If they
rules?
requested, it goes there. It
You want to add as well?
Yes,
Okay, so
please.
transportation and public
Yes.
safety. Okay.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And with those two, it also should go to rules of city government. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is O3124, Mobile Food Service Vendors Signage.
This
So moved.
is,
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. We'll refer O-31-24 to Economic Matters Committee.
Yeah, I was already saying that. This actually should go.
Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is O3224, Fire Sprinkler System Requirement Clarification.
Thank you. Is there a motion on O-32-24?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. We refer O-32-24 to Economic Matters.
And can we refer it also to Public Safety, please?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is Ordinance O3424, FY 2025, Changes in Exempt Service Job Classifications.
This is on first reader. Is there a motion on O-34-24?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. So opposed? Alderman Gay, sorry.
Yeah, I have a question because this won't come to my committee at all. Does this it says that the fiscal impact will not be until, I guess, July 1 of next year?
Outside of us, I think, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm not sure if I said that, but refer it to rules and city government, please. Mr. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is resolutions, R5124, 2024 Go Bowling Military Bowl Parade and Football Game.
Is there a motion to adopt R-51-24 on first reader?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nope.
I have a question.
Yep. Question?
Yeah.
Alderman Neal?
Thank you very much. I just had a quick question about it. I know that there's been discussion before. Is the organization that plans the military bowl and parade a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization? Do we know?
I don't know. Yeah. Mr.
Because they work with OEM and Patriots Point, I believe, and, working with veterans, et cetera. And I believe they came before us the last couple of years when they've asked for the fee waiver, and they've kind of given a presentation on the work that they do, I believe, in the Eastern Shore. They have the facility there.
Thank you. Alderman, you saying something?
Okay, thank you. I missed that part. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to refer that to the Finance Committee. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is R5224, 25-year Alex Haley Memorial Celebration.
All right, is there a motion to adopt R-52-24 on first reader?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Alderman Gay?
Please add me as a co-sponsor to this.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Refer that to the Finance Committee as well. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is R5324, FY 2025 changes to executive pay ranges.
Thank you. Alderman Pindell Charles?
Can you add me as a co-sponsor for 5224, please? Thank you.
Absolutely. Alderman Gay?
Thank you. I have a question on 5324 that I believe tied into.
Yep, let me just get it on the floor, okay? Can I get a motion?
Second.
Thank you. Alderman Gay?
And I think it ties into 03424 because on the third page it discusses executive pay classification. Can this is this attached to the study, R5424?
Yes.
Is this attached to what the council had questions about during the budget process when they were changing the scales from E or A to executive? Or I thought we had to agree that was something that we were not interested in.
Mr. City Manager?
Michael Malinow, City Manager. No, actually, these reflect the comments from that and had updated the scale to reflect the information the council provided at the budget hearings on, in general, the range of salaries. So this is the latest iteration that we got during the work session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? I'd like to refer R5324 to the Finance Committee, Rules and City Government Committee, and the Civil Service Board. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda is R5424, FY 2025 changes in the position classifications and pay plan.
Thank you. Could I get a motion? Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Oh, sorry, Alderman Savage.
Hey, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to ask that this get referred to Environmental Matters, just because I know there was at least one position that we budgeted for, which was an environmental one that was not on the list, so I want to make sure we get an amendment.
Okay, we will refer it to that, as well as the Finance Committee, Rules and City Government, and the Civil Service Board. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Should these decisions include the Human Relations Commission or no?
Why?
Because they work with the HR.
Let me get a Mr. City Manager.
Okay.
Michael Malinow, City Manager, understood the Human Relations Commission involves themselves in human relations issues outside of the government or in the city or in our operations, but not on pay classification.
Just curious, because I know that
There was an equity component of the review that was done by the consultant, but I don't know how they would have any expertise or standing to review anything like this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney,
29 and 30.
please present the next on the agenda, Mr. City Attorney. Thank you.
Yes, sir. The next item is second readers, ordinances 03323. It's the first one, expiration of special exceptions to city zoning requirements.
So,
Point of order.
Yep.
We added two ordinances on first reader to the agenda.
yep.
So I think they should be at the end of this session, or are they at the end of the?
Oh, do they come at the end, Mr. City Attorney, or should they be on the first readers section? They'll be the last two things we vote. Yep.
We'll have to do that now.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm calling them now
Oh,
because they're under first reader.
okay, sure.
First item is under the last two items on first readers. For legislative action, ordinance 2924, fence permit requirements related to buildings and construction standards in Title 17.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. On first reader, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Could I get a motion for 30-24, please?
The next. That's fine, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You. Got a second? Okay.
Second.
All those in favor on first reader say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Mr. City Attorney.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, and I would like to refer those to, sorry, Economic Matters for 2024 and Rules and City Government and Planning Commission for 3024. Sorry, Mr.
I have a
Alderman
question.
Gay?
Thank you. I have a question for the city attorney. 03323 was introduced on 9/26/23. I thought there were time lines for specific pieces of legislation. No.
There is, but this obviously went to the Planning Commission.
Oh, so it went back. Okay.
It has to go to the Planning Commission. They took
They're sweet.
many months.
Okay.
They took from September 23rd to June 24th.
And so now that it's going to committees, does it have to be an extension, or can it just go through the normal
It
process?
can go through the normal process.
It's been recommended favorably out of rules, so it's up on final vote tonight. Part of the reason it was in Planning Commission for so long was, I think it was our comprehensive plan.
Okay, so,
Let me call it, Mr. Mayor.
yep.
Second readers, beginning with ordinances 03323, expiration of special exceptions to city zoning requirements.
Okay, can I get a motion to adopt O-33-23 on second reader?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Did you have a question?
I had a
Alderman
question,
Finlayson?
but I was trying to go back to 029. I wanted Rules Committee to be added, referred to rules.
No problems, we will do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Was it yours?
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Said something.
Getting a little free range in here. Let's. Okay, so any discussion
Do we have
on
amendments?
O-3323? I see there is a Chandlemeyer amendment.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to bring forward amendment number 1, and my colleague Alderman Savage by email posted a missing portion that I'd like to also make an amendment to this amendment on the floor, if that's acceptable.
Sure.
So 2 quick amendments. So if my colleagues will see on Amendment 1, on page 1, Section B, subsection 1, you'll see reference to Ordinance 03-3324. That is incorrect. That should say Ordinance 03-3323. It is referencing this bill itself. 03-3324 is not what it should be referencing. And then on Page
It's
2,
not downloading.
page 2, section 2, or,
This thing hates me.
on the side, where was the one that you noticed on page 2?
Last sentence. Had this jotted down, now I can't find it. Should be able to provide the written request for each extension.
12.
Prior to expiration of the year.
Then we're all the way down. Oh. Beside this is. Oh wait, we on the wrong one. We pressed it at the same time.
Yeah, I'll actually fix.
It's a small area, probably fix it
Yeah.
Did you fix, did you? It's me.
Looks like it's just fixed. So just that one error of 03324 should be 03323. So this amendment was worked on with the Director of Planning and Zoning to kind of address a lot of concerns that he had about the potential to consistently extend special exceptions. The goal of this amendment and this bill is to extend our special exception process from 1 year to 2 years, and then allow 2 subsequent extensions of 1 year each. The rationale behind this is there's a lot of uncertainty in the construction industry right now with materials and labor shortages. This adds a little bit more flexibility to an industry that is notorious for system shocks, and it's to help get some good projects off of the ground.
Thank you. Alderman Gay?
Thank you so much. Well, I don't want to interrupt his amendment because I want to speak to the bill. So I'll support the amendment, and then I want to, yeah.
Thank you. All those in favor of the Schandelmeyer amendment as corrected, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Could I get a motion to amend 033-23
So moved.
on second reader? Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Did you have some input? Anything else, Alderman Gay?
Yeah, thank you, because we're about to vote on this on third reader, right?
Yep.
My question is, one, what particular projects is this looking to impact? And two, why, if a project is permitted and whether it be through the permits or construction issues, etc., what's the city's, what do we gain from allowing the special exceptions to jump out to 2 years?
So special exception, what do we gain? Special exception is a valid use under our code. It just requires a little bit of extra examination through our Planning Commission and our Board of Appeals. They determine, is this a right fit for our project, or is this project a good fit for our city in this area? It just requires that little bit of extra look. But when they approve it, just getting the materials, getting that permit issued, getting everything lined up in place in that 1 year process that we have currently has proven increasingly difficult as the construction industry has been dealing with increasing system shocks over the past couple of years. One of this was inspired by the Primrose School that's getting built in my ward. They've gotten a lot done, but just some final touches on their building and occupancy permit has just blocked a very desperately needed daycare from opening up in the corner of Hilltop and Spa. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of other projects in the city that would also benefit from this.
Further question, in the Planning Commission's report, they mentions the impact on, or they add clarification in on vesting rights. I'm curious what projects are currently vested versus projects that are unvested that would have to comply with this new regulation.
I think I'd need to get that information from Director Kubiak on that. I don't think someone's going to have it on the floor here. Yeah. Unless Alderman Savage has it. Thank you. Alderman Savage, yeah.
So I did ask the director, because I was a little concerned about a first read as far as it would have this apply retroactively to going back to 2020. And it's about 27 special exceptions that we would be, I guess, having this apply to. So I guess, can you justify why that's needed to go back to 2020?
These projects were approved through our special exception process. So they were deemed that the extra examination was deemed that they passed. Part of the amendment was that our Board of Appeals and our Planning Commission were given the ability to take a look when they apply for these extensions to go, has the neighborhood changed? Has conditions changed enough to go, we will not extend this anymore? So we do have that guard on if conditions have changed enough where we can deny the extension of this process. So there are these guard works in place where if things have deemed sufficiently changed, we can deny the extension. We can deny the renewal of this application. But especially since 2020, where we are being rocked by COVID, that's when this problem really started rearing up. Projects nationwide shut down, even though people were still trying to get things financed, make applications due. So that's part of the reason why we're reaching forward.
Okay. That's a good explanation. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure I'll be supporting this. I know I've done this myself too, as far as at times with the big amendment, but I do wish we had a little more time to review the amendment. I know that was something, but I know this has been in the works for a long time. So I don't want to do anything to slow it up anymore.
Yeah, and it's been in Planning Commission for a while.
All right, Alderman Arnett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We talked about this at Rules, and I think that another reason why I'm supporting it is we do not have a good reputation as being development friendly in the city, and it seems to me that this is something that gives relief that really isn't under the control of the applicants. It's something where sometimes we get in our own way, so I think this is worth supporting.
Thank you. Alderman Gay.
Thank you. I'm curious, or have you thought of any, and maybe you have, unintended consequences in how this could impact smaller projects, and or is your goal only to?
Alderman Schneidermeyer.
Well, I think this would help smaller projects because this increases flexibility, which smaller projects tend to thrive on.
Thank you. All right, can I get a motion on third reader? The second. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley.
Aye.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderman Huntley.
Aye.
Alderwoman O'Neill.
Aye.
Alderman Pendle Charles.
Aye.
Alderman Finlayson.
Aye.
Alderman Schneidermeyer.
Aye.
Alderman Gay.
Aye.
Alderman Savage.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda for second reading is O-2024, Elections, Surplus Funds and Reporting Deadlines.
Could I get a motion on O-20-24?
Second.
Second? Second. Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oh, Alderman Savage, sorry, are you just...
Sorry, just checking. There was one technical correction. Was that adjusted to?
There's a Rules Committee amendment, I don't see it.
Are we talking? Are we still on? What are we on?
We're on O-20-24.
Ms. Jackson.
This is about surplus
Yes.
funds.
So, yeah, I had emailed law office about a technical correction. It was missing, and let me check my notes.
Don't we have a Rules?
There should be a semicolon and an or at the end of for number 3?
They could fix that in post.
Is that something that could be fixed? Well, no, well,
Has that been fixed? Is there a technical correction been made on this for Alderman Savage? What was it?
well, if it can be, but if it can be fixed, but I think it needs to be.
Sure. I'm just checking to see.
out.
Are you
Yeah.
checking for us, please? Cynthia?
Can we get a postponement on this?
Thank you.
I could make a motion on the floor.
Well,
Now,
It's- because
there's
it's
another
really-
reason for postponing,
Oh,
which is,
yeah.
there's an amendment that was coming out of rules that isn't here.
Great. So let's get a motion, please, to postpone.
But I move we postpone
Thank you.
Until the next meeting.
till the next council meeting, yes.
Second.
Okay.
No.
No. I don't think so. Okay. So all those in agreement with the postponement, say aye. Aye. Against the postponement, say no. Okay.
Thank
Mr.
God
City
we did
Attorney.
at least one postponement. I don't even have to have one.
Mr. City Attorney, please present the next on the agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item is resolutions for second reader, beginning with R 4324, fees schedule updated for Title IV elections.
Okay, are any of these related?
Yes, they're
Alderman
related. So I would assume if we're postponing 020, we would postpone R 43.
Thank you. Can
So I
get a-
make that motion.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item agenda.
Yes, sir. The next item on the agenda for resolutions is R 5024, 2025 Salary Review Commission members. And I think you have some amendments.
So move. And do we have a name added to this?
We do.
Second.
Mr.
We've got a second for that. Thank you. And then does the name come in an amendment, Mr. City Attorney? Or no? Can I get an amendment for Stuart Cohen? Is that right?
So move.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I would actually like to request that this be postponed to add an additional member.
You have to have odd.
You want my reason on the record or?
I mean, is there anyone going to support the postponement? So we're on the floor. We got a first and a second on this. We have a name put forward as an amendment. Stuart Cohen. What do we do now?
It's not board represented either. I mean.
Well, we have to vote on the amendment first, then we could.
So let's get the amendment through, please. All those in favor of the amendment, number 5 to the list, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Now it's still on the floor. Alderman Gay.
Thank you. I just would like to have it postponed and members added. Well, this amendment was just given to us in paper today, so.
Yeah.
This was given to us today in paper. I mean.
I'm just going to go to. Thank you. So can I just hold it 1 second? Alderman O'Neill seems to be.
Thanks. I just want to point out that in the resolution, it says not less than 3 and no more than 7, so there would actually be no way for every ward to be represented. And I don't think that the resolution was meant to be ward representative, more so than it was meant to be a cross-section of the city.
Thank you. Alderman Schandelmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alderman, do you have someone?
I could get a name, and that's another point of, I know some of these people on here, and I'm not sure if this is a diverse and you know, a really good sample sizing for a commission that I think is important.
So do you?
Call the vote, just call the vote. We're either gonna postpone it or not.
Mr. Mayor and colleagues, with all due respect, I have the floor.
Yeah, you do have the floor, yes.
Thank you. So Alderman Gay, you think you can get a name by next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, a colleague of mine thinks we got somebody now.
I do.
Okay. Okay. And then a follow-up question for the Office of Law. Is it possible to add people to this commission after it is formed, or do we have to have the final lineup on vote, and once it is voted on, that's the lineup?
I believe we have the ability to add, but can you confirm that, please?
You do have the ability to add, but if you have just 6 members, it could potentially wind up in a tie, and I don't think you want a tie. You want an odd number of people on there.
Okay. So if we can have up to 7, we have 2 colleagues saying that they have names that they can, one ready to go now and another ready to be submitted by next meeting. I guess a third question that I have is there a serious timeline on this where postponing one more meeting would be detrimental, or would that derail the timeline on this?
I don't believe there's a timeline, is there? There is? Okay, Regina, sorry, yep.
What is it?
So,
It's specified in the resolution, you say? Okay.
if the city manager, if the city attorney has made clear that we can add members even after the commission is established, I would be comfortable with, passing this tonight and then we just add 2 members to the commission.
Mr. City Attorney, I just confirm that for Alderman Gay, please. Alderman Savage, these guys had their hands up before you. Alderman Savage, yeah.
Well, just to point out, the charter says that no later than 1 year prior to the date of any general municipal election, that we shall appoint a commission.
Oh, goodness.
We're already late,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't think we should delay this anymore.
Yeah, that's in code.
So let's vote and see what our options are to expand the numbers. So let's vote on this. Mr. City Attorney, did you find out any?
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's late already.
Any other? Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were just voting on the amendment or we were voting on the amendment.
Passed.
Okay.
We're now on the motion to approve, pass as amended.
And I'm slow rolling it a little bit to see if there is the possibility to add people afterwards.
I can't pull my phone up tonight. I have to let you know.
I'm fine with, I'll take my chances with adding members after.
Okay, could I get a motion on this as amended, please?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt? On third read? No.
It's just a roll call.
Yep. Could I get a motion and a second?
Second. Oh, so move.
Thank you. And a roll call.
Yes, sir. Mayor Buckley?
Aye.
Alderman Arnett?
Aye.
Alderman Huntley?
Aye.
Alderwoman O'Neill?
Aye.
Alderman Pendle Charles?
Aye.
Alderman Finlayson?
Aye.
Alderman Shannon Meyer?
Aye.
Alderman Gay?
Aye.
Alderman Savage?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. City Attorney, please present the next item.
That completes the agenda, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Is there anything else for good order? Alderman O'Neill.
I wanted to, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, put out word that Food Fridays is strong and running. It could use a few more volunteers. Fridays at Pit Moyer, packing happens at 10 a.m., deliveries happen at 11:30 a.m., and deliveries give a great opportunity for people to meet people in the community.
Thank you.
Very nice people in the community. So if you're interested in meeting more people in our community, in our city, come and join me on Friday.
Thank you. Anything else? Well, I just want to thank the Corrigan Sports. There was 18,000 people came through the city for the Bay Bridge Run. I got to do it on Sunday, and I spoke to people on the bus on the way back. There were people staying in the hotels here. and definitely going to the restaurants and supporting the city. So, and it was an amazing day. So I want to say a big thank you to the organisers of that event. So, anybody else? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.